Hey Matt, while I wouldn't certainly call myself a serial liar, I can say I haven't read many books. I own even fewer books, and I certainly have not listened to many books last year. I certainly did not reach the coincidental milestone and listen to 365 hours of audiobooks during a 365-day period last year. Nope, not at all, definitely not. The Kindle is something we've had in the house, but I've never actually owned myself. My mum has owned a few different versions of it because I bought her it for successive Christmases, although I did forget to disconnect it from my Amazon, so every time she downloaded an audiobook, I either got charged for it, or I've now got a list of novels on my Amazon wish list that I guarantee are not mine. There's no blood in those. It's funny how our reading habits can change and yet stay the same at the same time, because we're still doing the same thing just through a different medium. Unless of course you're talking about listening to a book, which is slightly different. Although the idea of listening to while reading a book is something I've never considered doing before, which I could do because I've got many Warhammer books that I have a physical copy and the audio copy for. But of course that once again suggests I have time to sit down and do such a thing and to engross myself for many hours into anything, which would be a roller coaster of a time, but I don't get time to commit to something that isn't my job or my community manager stuff. I'm actually quite nervous while filming this because I've got one of my games playing in the background, but I can't actually see what's going on. So something may have crashed, people may have died, something may have broke, or maybe my park got shut down for health and safety violations. I wouldn't know because I'm talking to you. I've certainly got into my comfort zone in terms of reading or listening to books because I read or listen to a lot of Warhammer 40k books, and I can't even bring myself to listen to normal Warhammer books or read them. Never mind look into many other different types of books that are out there in genres and series and everything. Hey Matt, this is Dave from the future. I forgot to actually explain the difference between Warhammer and Warhammer 40k. So Warhammer is based in a more traditional fantasy style setting with much more magic and demons and swords and spellcasters, that kind of thing. 40k is more centered around sci-fi and ships in space and planets. It's much more futuristic, although a lot darker and bloodier. So yeah, back to past me. I have a very good working knowledge of the Warhammer 40k universe, so because of that I'm familiar with a lot of the things that I mentioned, and I'm just quite happy to delve further into that. But like I keep saying, I don't have a lot of time. I think to invest in a new series of books would take time and dedication that I just don't really want to spend right now. Maybe I could if I put my mind to it, but I'm more comfortable doing this at the moment. What I'm not comfortable at the thought of though is that my park is running itself behind me. Have a great day, keep mattering, and I'll see you on Monday.